podcast where everyone is welcome to the table, but of course, no one knows whose turn it is. This is Chris.
Hey, this is Anthony.
This is episode 537, Board Game Face-Off, or Team Up? We like to thank all our Patreon backers for helping us bring you a brand new episode. Hello, folks. We are so glad to have you join us here this week. It is a very special week because this week, Anthony, we are taking tabletop games and we're forcing them to face off, or the opposite, team up.
Do the opposite of whatever they're doing right now. Go
do
do
the
that.
opposite of the other thing because
it's
a judo move. Yeah.
Yeah, we shot out a question of the week to the listeners. This is a Voice of the Gamers episode. And we asked everybody, what is a game that you think would benefit if it's cooperative, making it competitive, or if it's competitive, making it cooperative?
I see what you did there.
And there have been a bunch of games lately that have done that. So it'd be interesting to see what people come up with. So we got a lot of answers to that. We have our own answers as well of games that would be cool to see a big shift in, whether through an expansion or a revision. And we'll run through those and kind of not just read them off, but maybe think about how that could possibly
could work. Again,
how will it work?
Yes. It might be better. It might make the game actually better.
Yeah, sometimes it does, right? Like On Mars has the cooperative expansion with the aliens. It's
a better game. It's 100% a better game. So there are a lot of games like that. And obviously, maybe this gets out to publishers and designers because, we're fancy people with fancy podcasts doing fancy things and might have a fancy idea for them to check it out, Yeah.
Just put my name in the rule book.
That's not a lot to ask, man. I'm just saying.
No.
You don't even need a design credit. That's all I'm saying.
My name's kind of long, so you just need a lot of space, but like big letters.
Big letters. Did you hear that? What are we talking? Are we talking 12 point, 18 point, 20 point? Ooh, 30 point.
At least 30. An H2, at least.
Serif? Sans serif? What are we thinking?
What the opposite of whatever the cover is, I want it to stand out.
I like that.
Yeah. Or papyrus.
Oh, no. Not papyrus. Comic Sans?
Comic Sans. Oh, good.
There you go. So, again, we're taking our tabletop games that you know and love in your collection at the table, and we're going to take them a different way and see if it plays, because I think that's the most important than anything else. So,
yeah. You could pick any game off your shelf and be like, make this co-op, and it maybe is a bad idea. So we'll see.
It could be a new business for us. Maybe that's a thing that we could do from now on.
Right.
Just be like, here, make this co-op. Like, sure. I mean, look at how many games they made solo with like the least amount of work possible. And
that is true. Solo games are always cooperative.
Yes. Yeah.
Right? Or is it always co-op games are always solo? It doesn't matter. It's the idea is you could have multiple people play that, and we're gonna make.
Can there be a solo competitive game where you compete against yourself?
Oh, I bet there is.
There's probably one out there.
I can't think of it off the top of my head. I mean, a lot of the times the solo modes are just like get the high score, write it down. Now next time get a high score. Yeah,
that's always kind of weird.
Which is not fun, but that is competing against.
Well, I guess if you play a game two-handed, right? Sometimes we learn games that way.
I do that a lot, yeah, but that's more to learn the game. It's not.
But do you root for one of your hands versus the other?
Every single time.
There you go, see?
Every single time. I'm like, and sometimes it changes midway through where I'm like, green's winning by a lot. I think I like green pretty good.
I will say I'm the green player here.
Yeah.
I know I started yellow, but I'm going to say I'm green here because that one's definitely going to win.
Yeah. If I record it just for like record keeping, I always, because I'll have like myself, my name, and then like Automa is the second player, like in my app. And that's how I know that it was like a learning game. And I'm always the one who won in the two-handed games. I win every time. It's crazy.
Or you like you get that initial hand of cards. You're like, I am not this player. That is somebody else. Ugh, sucks to be you, bro.
Or mulligan. Great.
Let's do that. Let's play that one again. Like, I know you were supposed to move. It's so hard to play two-handed though because
it is really hard. I can't do it with any games where it involves any player interaction. Because I can't like make my brain do that. Like if there's a draft involved, or like if you're like trying to attack each other's stuff, I'm like, nah. But like more traditional Euros that are like quote unquote
Sure,
multiplayer solitaire, I can absolutely do that. I'm like, okay, I'm playing this one. Close my brain off, turn the other one on. Okay, now I'm doing
That's
this
right.
one.
This would be best for this, but now that I know I'm going to do this, that's going to influence what I'm going to do over there.
Yeah, that happens too.
It's so rough. But we'll be talking about all those little fun games in a minute. And again, thanks to everybody out there, the voice of the gamers. We appreciate us. Hit us up on social media, boardgamersanonymous.com, and especially our Patreon backers who fund this fantastic podcast that you're listening to right now. So, as always, thank you so much. And let's get on to the episode, Anthony.
Let's do it.
All right, so let's jump on to like the fun stuff because we want to get to the voice of the gamers here. Let's talk about our roll for previews. So, Anthony, first off, I'm going to talk about a game that you are going to hate. You're going to revile it. You're going to scream, yell, pout, and I might have to cut your mic. So think about it before you do it, man.
Well, just for the record, you can't cut my mic because I'm the producer. Maybe I'll cut your mic and I'll yell louder. What are we talking about? What am I yelling at?
Jacks? You know, you throw the jacks and you pick them up with the ball.
Oh, yeah. Jacks are fun. Yeah, I'm not going to yell at that.
Good. Because Ark Nova 3rd Edition's coming out.
I hate it. It's the worst game ever made.
Ark Nova 3rd Edition. And the edition is spelled with the number 3 instead of E.
Okay. So for the record, especially for people who haven't listened to the show very long, I don't hate Ark Nova. I think it's overrated. I don't hate it. It's not the number 3 game of all time. That's crazy. But 3 edition, I do hate that.
The 3 edition is so, oh man, I don't even know. Is it 90s? Like how?
It's on the box too. It's not even like it's printed on the box.
Somebody was like, you know what, bro? 3 edition, and then everyone's went, oh, get out of here! Like, and we'll put it on the box. Oh man,
you guys need more employees to tell you when you have bad ideas. That sucks. Don't do that.
What was it the Fantastic Four movie? Was it
Fan Four Stick?
How'd that turn out for them?
Oh yeah, the worst one. Like one of the worst superhero movies of the last 20 years.
What's funny too is like the 3 is not really integral in the name Ark Nova. It's just edition.
It's 3D edition.
Yeah.
It's. I get it. I don't even like.
It's
get it.
3D edition. Do you see what they did there?
You know what it should have been. You know what it should have been? Just Ark Nova 3D.
That would have worked.
That's a thing. That's how you name things. 3 edition Ark Nova? What is that?
Well, Anthony, to celebrate Ark Nova's number 3 overall ranking on BGG, we're excited to bring you the official big box accessory expansion. Plan and build a modern scientific managed zoo to support conservation projects now more beautiful than ever. What happens if they move to the second overall ranking on BGG? Do they come out with a 2D edition?
It's just the regular.
I think they boxed themselves in here. Like,
yeah, you can't go.
I mean, technically, you can't have a 2D edition, right? Because there would be no depth at all. Like, it'd be a linear plane. Am I getting
the actual definition of 2D? Yeah, that would.
Or if it was a fourth,
what if
they moved it to 4th? Then they have to do the 4th dimension, which is time.
Oh shoot!
So
now you're just like passing back, and it's like anachrony, but with.
I think the animals grow in the box. I think that's what happens.
You open the box. It's just
Jumanji. There you go.
It's a rhinoceros jumps out in your living room.
I'm wondering why more people have not been concerned that Ark Nova could Jumanji people.
Right? It seems like the game that would Jumanji.
It would 100% Jumanji you.
Yeah. Like, we've all seen the SNL sketch. He's freaking out Ticket to Ride, but I think this is the one that would Jumanji you.
Yeah. So, Ark Nova 3D edition. 3 edition. Oh,
3
man.
edition. You have to say it the stupid way, man.
I don't want to say that. All right. So, yeah, it's on. It's going to be on GameFound. It's not on GameFound yet, but it will be.
No,
it's a preview like they do on these GameFound things. So the first tease is that there are acrylic tiles, which is fine, and
that's not bad. I don't hate it.
And again, we've enjoyed the acrylic tiles on Castles of Burgundy. Those have been quite nice. And I will also say that the tiles in Ark Nova, at least the base game, it's pretty junky.
They're bad. Yeah, listen, I make fun of the name. It's a bad name. I don't, of all the games where you could upgrade the tiles and make them more engaging, I think this is a good one to do
Sure.
it with, because like, yeah, it's a card based game. You have a tableau, whatever, but like the bulk of the game is your little personal player board and what you build out on
Yes.
it. And it's very flat, and sometimes it's hard to see what things are
Yes.
because it's all kind of blends together. The colors overlap. So I do not hate the idea of making it more engaging.
Yeah. And also there's going to be 3D miniature buildings, which
I don't hate that
okay.
either. And the reason, like, I know I've said before for Castles of Burgundy, like, no, it's stupid.
Yes.
It's too many. I can't keep track of them. There aren't that many in this game.
And I also think they don't have like specifically like, I mean, Castles of Burgundy is troublesome because like the yellow buildings all do different things.
Right. And you're good every single time you play something, you're going to get a
Yeah.
building, right? Or a tile. Like, it's constant. It really slows the game down a lot.
Yes.
In this, it's only if you get that card and only if you play that card does it matter.
Yeah, and then you have the card instead of Castles of Burgundy. You're like, I have a bunch of yellow buildings. I have to go check the player aid to ensure like I know what's scoring the extra points or whatever it might be.
Right, yeah. And like the one they showed, like the aquarium, it's very obviously
Yes,
an aquarium.
it is. They have a shark and they have a octopus on top of the building. And so sadly, there's no more information about that. That's the preview.
Yeah, I mean, I think we can imagine. I think we can imagine the rest.
Well, I think that the big interesting thing to imagine here, Anthony, is the price.
Oh, God. Yeah. So I'm trying to remember how many of these there are in the game,
Sure.
right? Like how many of those tiles? I want to say like 15 or 20,
Okay.
which is not a crazy number.
No.
If I'm right, I could be completely wrong. I don't know.
Sure.
But, and then there's going to be a lot of acrylic tiles because there are a good number.
There's
of
a
those
lot of those. Yeah.
Right. Assuming everything's the same size, you're not getting bigger player mats or anything. I don't know. Like,
That's true.
Are the player mats like, do they hold things? Or are they still flat? The first edition player mats are just like the sheets and stuff slides around.
I mean, sincerely, on behalf of literally everybody on the planet, make new player mats, boards.
I don't know why every game starts with these crappy player mats, because that's always the first thing you have to upgrade. Like, they're bad.
It's the number one problem on all of these games. And when you play a game with a polyominoes on it, and then like just the idea of the polyominoes, you try to tuck something in that would fit. Now you're moving everything.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And it's just like, well, I don't want to play this anymore. It's just like, it's just not fun anymore, because it's just like you have like a really messy thing that just does not look good, and the game really requires you to continuously mess with it, right? To continue to add polyominoes to it, which again inevitably is going to cause all kinds of problems. So,
right, yeah. So, I don't know. I'm gonna guess, what's the game cost now? Like 80?
It's weird. I mean, there was an overproduced moment for it where it went out, but I think it's like around $70, 70 give or take. 60, okay. 70.
Yeah, I'm seeing on Amazon here for 72, so it's probably like 80 MSRP, but
you probably get for less.
I'm gonna guess.
Sites, yeah.
I'm gonna guess 150, and then maybe some of the upgrades are separate, so 200 total.
So you think I gotcha?
I think 200 if you want all the fancy stuff.
I don't think
unless they throw an expansion in, and then maybe 250.
Okay, that's interesting, because I mean, and this is also going to be a problem again, because this is one of those games where it's like you're shipping all these extra additional plastic.
Oh yeah.
Why not just make a new edition with the 3D stuff in it? Just saying. I mean, I guess so many people have the game. Why would you want to do that? I guess that's fair.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming you could buy it all just in the box as is.
Maybe. I mean, I wonder if they're going to have a category or a backing campaign level where they have the game with the pieces. Because again,
I think I just assumed they would.
Okay. You think that? I think this is just an expansion. I don't think you think this is a full edition.
Wow, the fact that we don't know is indicative that they don't know what they're doing here. I don't know.
It's time to advance Ark Nova to the next level. Brand new official content, a storage big box. So it means you're going to take the original game and throw it in there. Unless the big box is a big box.
I guess so. I have to imagine, though, that you could just get the big box with all the materials inside of it.
Sure.
Like for people who don't have it yet. That's what I think will be $200. Everything, the game that you don't have yet, all the upgrades.
Oh, if you don't have the game, then yeah. I think it's going to be. I'm assuming 120, and then I think if you purchase a game in addition to that, I think then it hits 200.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm the same ballpark as you.
All right. Well, Arc Nova 3rd Edition. It is currently a preview on GameFound, and if you follow it, there is a promo card and a building just for you. So.
Just for
you, Anthony, because I think you're going to like this more than anybody else.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't hate the game, you guys.
He does hate the game.
I've gotten so many messages. Like, I love all of your emails. Thank you for sending them. But I would say, like, in the last year, like maybe 10% of them been like, why do you hate Arc Nova? And I'm like, I don't hate Arc Nova.
I'm going to make a wild prediction here for Anthony, just for you, because I think this is going to happen. I've been saying this for years now. You could check the tapes.
Okay.
This campaign here, once it runs its course and it gets to like retail, Arc Nova is going to be the number one game on Board Game Geek. I think this is the brass campaign upgrade that is needed to bring it to number one.
But it's just fancier pieces.
Well, so is brass. Well, no, that's not fair. Brass.
No, that game was upgraded. It's a better game.
Well, Birmingham.
Yeah, but that's the number one. That's the number one. Well, if that's the case, boo. But also, listen, you can like something and still be like, it shouldn't be that highly rated, right? Like, I like. There's lots of movies I like that I'm like, it's great. It's not a 10 out of 10.
That's fair. But that's what you do for a living, man. You're a pro. You're a rating pro. You don't let your personal feelings get in the way.
I don't. No, and I don't think this game is a 10. So.
It's got such hate for it, people. I don't know.
I don't have hate for it. It's an 8. It's fine. It's good.
All right. I want to mention one other campaign that is currently on Kickstarter. It is a funding campaign for a board game cafe. Roll for Inclusion, a board game cafe that's currently on Kickstarter. And it is a board game campaign. It's the concept and the mission of it is to provide a space for inclusive play for everybody at the table. So I know for a lot of us out there, the friendly local game stores have kind of disappeared. A lot of economic reasons for all of that. And that's been somewhat problematic for a lot of people out there. We don't have those kind of third spaces. And those third spaces are essential for our community, our personal mental health care, and also to get to play some tabletop games out there. And now more than ever, as tabletop gaming has expanded and is bringing new people into the industry and wonderfully bringing in more gamers, because we want more gamers. That's what we're all about. Like, if the one thing that BGA is about, more gamers at the table, and especially the people that historically haven't had a seat at the table. That's why we always say for you a seat at the table at the end. So this specifically, it's a queer and woman-owned neurodiversity affirming board game cafe and community hub. And they've done some pop-ups along the way. And now they actually want to bring it into like full effect, an actual place where people can come play. And these are 2 trained professionals with more than 30 years of combined experience working with neurodiverse populations in schools and private practice. And they want to create a space that's inclusive for everybody and provide some additional support, whether it's through tabletop games to help people personally, academically, professionally, employment-wise. But they do need people's support, and they do need that kind of outreach. So please do check this out. The campaign is on Kickstarter. Roll for Inclusion, a board game cafe. The campaign will back on Monday, July 28th, 2025. But they absolutely positively do need your support to make that goal.
That's great. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, we got this message a few days ago, kind of introducing us to this, and then we've seen it a couple other places as well. So it's cool to see these things. Like I'm always like saying this in my own neighborhood. I'm like, why don't I have a board game cafe that I can walk to? Like, there's a couple in the city, but I gotta drive there, I gotta park, the whole thing.
Yeah, and if you ever had a board game cafe or a board game store in your area, as Anthony and I did at one point, very short amount of time, but as you meet people there, it does become a really beneficial third space. I can't tell you how many people I gave career advice to at the board game store, and I helped them with their resume and job search. I brought people to career fairs and things like that, because you meet people, you become friends with people, and then you want to kind of share your life and you want to support them. And for a lot of people out there, for a lot of different reasons, they have not had the benefit of that kind of networking and social interaction and support. And again, we're all gamers. We're all there at the table. We're enjoying a good time. And especially for some people out there, it's more challenging. So this idea of building a game cafe that's inclusive as possible for all different types of gamers, fantastic. We really 100% approve, and we wish them the best of luck. And again, check them out, support them, and also support, inclusive gaming in all of your places out there too. I know it's hard. I know it's difficult. I've run hundreds of meetups throughout the years, and you never know who walks in the door, but you're there to welcome them. You're there to invite them to the table, join us, play some games, and then you got more gamers, and then you get to play more games. So it works for you too.
Yeah, the more people, the better, because when somebody's sick or out of town, there's other people.
I know.
And you meet new people, and it's great, and you have new relationships and friends, and it's
it's all the good things.
Gaming's awesome.
100%. I mean, literally, it's what started this podcast, Anthony.
Yeah, 100%. I wandered into a game store one night because I was like, I got to get out of the house, and hey, look, I met friends, and now we've been podcasting for 11 years.
Soon to be 12 in about a month.
12 in a month? Oh, it is 12 in a month, man. All that does now is make me feel old. It's like, part of me is like, oh my gosh, that's an amazing accomplishment. The other part of me is like, whew, that's like a third of my life.
Some good times out there. All right.
Yeah, in a good way.
So those are all our roll for previews. Anthony, let's roll for some reviews.
All right. So this week I got a chance to play a game that's it's been on the hotness a little bit of late. And it honestly did not catch my eye at first. I will say that the cover for this game, for whatever reason, is off-putting to me. I thought it was something different than it is. Shackleton Base, A Journey to the Moon.
That's the space one, yeah.
It is a space one, but I looked at it at first, and I was like, oh, it's kind of dark and kind of sketchy. Like, is it like a co-op game? Is it dark? It's like bad things are happening. It's like, no. It's a Euro where you're like transporting people to the moon and putting them to work.
Oh, no.
That is what it is. Yeah, there are some dark undertones here, which we'll get into. So it's designed by Fabio Lopiano and Nestor Mangoni. So like great design team here. Lopiano has made a ton of games we like. Kalamala, Ragusa, Merv, Heart of the Silk Road, Sancore, The Pride of Mansa Musa, like great stuff. Nestor Mangoni worked on Darwin's Journey, Newton, several other games as well. So this one I was like, oh, I didn't know all that. So I want to play it. I have a chance to play it. I'm going to play it. And it is a game about you represent a space agency that is trying to bring people to the moon to do various jobs. Now, here's where the cynical part comes in. Your presence on the moon, on the base on the moon that you're building, is sponsored by 3 corporations. And you are trying to complete the various objectives that will make those corporations happy.
Okay.
And that will help you generate victory.
This is not Terraforming Mars, because I remember corporations in that too.
Yeah, no, this is a little more cynical take on the corporations, because it's like the public-private relationship, but really it's like the private dictating everything. So, and it's more condensed. The thing about Terraforming Mars that always made it like a little less like dystopian is like it takes place over like 500 years.
Yes.
It's like a 7 generation. I guess that's like 200 years, but it's like it's many years. People die.
Oh no.
Something has to live beyond the people doing the work. It's the corporations, right? We're going to the moon. It takes like 5 days to get to the moon, so it's a single generation here in this game. The game itself is, I don't want to say it's themeless. Like the theme is there, but it is pretty mechanical. Which, like, if you know my preferences in games, that's not necessarily a bad thing. But for some of you, it might be a bad thing. So I just want to put that out there. So what you're doing on your turn, first up, you have a board here. It's a circular map of the moon. And there are multiple hexes on the moon, each with multiple different locations where you can build parts of your bases, right? the bases are all kind of mismatched together. Like you have little hubs and domes that you're building for your people, and they can connect with other people's. Right, that part doesn't really matter. And you're trying to complete various different objectives, various different missions for like the 3 corporations. Now, the interesting thing about the corporations is there are 7 of them in the box, and you only use 3 in each game. So every game has a different combination of objectives that you're trying to complete, and each of those 7 corporations has its own deck of cards that leads to a different asymmetrical tableau that you're going to have in front of you. That's pretty cool, right? So those decks aren't very big, but there are 7 of them. So you could play the game like 5 or 6 times before you see all the cards in the game, which is pretty cool. Now, mechanically, what you're doing here is at the beginning of every round, you're going to draft one of these little rocket ships. The rocket ship tiles are basically what is being sent to the moon. Like, what is your space agency receiving on the moon from Earth? Like, this is the new package of things. So it's going to have 6 workers. There are 3 types of worker. You've got your engineers and some other ones, and I'm really bad at remembering the names of like what's actually going into the ship. But it's like 3 different types of astronauts. So let's just say blue, yellow, and red.
Sure.
Red gets you money, blue gets you corporate actions, and yellow gets you building structures. So, and so those are going to determine which actions you can take and what benefits you get from those actions. At the same time, you also get some amount of money. You get some money comes in on the ship, and you also get some resources as well. So there are a couple of different types of resources that come in on those ships. There are rare earth tokens. So you find rare earth elements on the moon, and you find titanium. So your 3 types of currency are titanium, rare earth, and credits. I don't think this is that far in the future. I don't know why they didn't just say cash, but it's credits. Whatever.
It's a thing.
Yeah. Or you could just make it like Sky Mines, where it's just like, yeah, it's like Bitcoin, but not really. So on your turn with those workers, then you don't have that many things you can do, but there's some like depth to it. So you're going to send out on your turn workers in 3 rounds. You have 6 turns per round, and there are 3 different things you can do with that worker. You can exploit the crater, which means placing a worker on one of the rows or columns or diagonals of the moon, and then getting a benefit from that based on what's been built already. So you get money if you send out the technician. You get corporate actions if you send out the scientist, and you get building actions or resources from the from the moon. Sorry, if you send out the engineer, and that's very simple. And then you're done, right? If you activate someone's area where they have more stuff than you have to pay them. But almost always you get more stuff than you're paying, so it's fine. The second option is to visit the Lunar Gateway, which I'll come back to. And then the third is to perform one of the 3 command actions. So each type of worker has like a different thing it can do. The engineer can build structures. And so you have your own personal player board covered in different structures. As you remove those structures, different benefits are available to you. So you can place out domes, you can place out laboratories, you can place out your like full hub, which is like a 7 space thing. But basically, you're putting stuff out, so you have the option for additional benefits on your player board. But you do have to pay to upkeep these things. So you're not quite feeding your people, but you are feeding your people in this game. So you have to keep all those hubs online. You have to pay for maintenance. You have to pay for the people in them. So you have to feed them. So it gets pretty expensive. In the couple times I played it, I had 0 problem coming up with enough cash to do that. But if you're not paying attention and run out of money, then it can be pretty costly. So you have to be careful. And then the third option here, or I guess that's the first option. The second option is to fund a project. That's to do with the corporations. And the third is to perform the 3 corporate actions. So your corporation boards, right? You have 3 of them that come out each game. And each of them has a different objective you're trying to complete. So one, for example, you're like delivering different goods. It's called moon mining. So you would, if you take a corporate action there, you would deliver whatever goods are on that spot. You place a tile over that spot, you get the victory points that it shows. It's very simple. Another one is the research, selenium research, where you are picking up different resources from the moon on different locations throughout the game. And then when you take that action there, you can turn those resources in to get a bunch of benefits from a certain tile. Another one is a tourism one. This one lets you, through various actions, pick up tourists that will stay in your hub. And then if you have a card that they can visit, you get victory points. At the end of the round, you send all of those tourists back, and you get victory points for that as well. For each of these corporations, there's like an objective that you can try to reach, where it's like, have completed three of these resource objectives, or have placed 4 tourists this round. You can only complete one of them for each of the corporations, and there's 3 options. So like for the tourists, for example, you can do 2, 3, or 4. If you do 2, you get 4 points. You get 3, it's like 6 points. And if you do 4, 10 points. So whichever one you accomplish, that's the goal you've done. You've now maximized your points for that particular corporation. Then there are the cards for the corporations. You take the fund project action. You can take one of these cards, put it in front of you. Some of the cards give you things right away. They have maybe a benefit that you get. Some have ongoing abilities. Some have income that you get later. Some have things that let you swap resources for other resources. They're always specific to that corporation. And if you can build a synergy around them enough, they can be very helpful. What I will say that I found is with 3 different corporations, the cards don't always work together very well.
Sure.
So most people seem to like focus on one corporation and they're like, I'm going to go in on this one. And then if somebody else also went on that one, they had trouble.
Oh, jeez.
So I don't know how, like, I haven't played it enough to say like, oh, player counts this or this or this, but I have a feeling like 3 players might be a good spot for this. So each person could kind of be like, I'm doing this one. And they're like, all right, well then I won't mess with that one. I'll do this one. So I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. It's just like whoever gets there first kind of a thing.
Yeah, of course.
And you can take cards from any of them. You don't have to stick with the same one. It's just like if you have a card that gives you benefits for having more tourists, and then all of a sudden you take a card from another one that gives you benefits for having the hydrogen tokens, like, okay, well, you're not going to be able to efficiently get both of those things. So you've just done this inefficiently. And that's bad in a Euro, as I've learned. So that's what you're doing on those. You get those things. Each time you place a worker on one of those worker spots, typically there's a cost, except for the first person who goes there. And then there's some kind of extra bonus benefit at the end. Couple other small resource things here. One is that you can place solar panels on your turn. You pay to do that. You could, and there's a little energy grid up here. Some actions cost energy. Some actions give you energy. If you produce energy, you usually get a benefit for yourself. But the energy is for everybody. Because again, all these things are connected to each other. You're building one giant base where your agency has like some hubs in the base, but everybody's working together. So if you use energy, that's less energy other people have access to. But if you produce energy, that's energy other people can use. Mm-hmm. So it's an interesting mechanic. It didn't really see a lot of push and pull on that. I don't think it's as tight as it needs to be for like maybe at 4 players, but it didn't seem to be a problem. There's a reputation track that you'll go up throughout the game. You don't really go down very much, but you can. That's going to determine how much it costs, like for maintenance, but it also determines like what some of your bonuses are as you go higher. It's not as interesting as it could be, but it's there. And then last but not least, you have the Lunar Gateway. So as you clear up space on your player board by putting out these different modules, you can store people there. So like the most important thing I think in the game to understand is like those people you bring in, the astronauts you bring in, they're not yours.
Sure.
You're just shipping them in. And then you put them to work and then they go off to do whatever, right? Like maybe they live somewhere else, they work for a different corporation, whatever. But you can recruit people to stay in your own bases by going to the Lunar Gateway, by taking corporate action, by some other tiles and cards that come up. And then you can take those workers and put them in your personal player space. And they give you income, they give you discounts, they give you bonuses, they give you endgame points. So that's a good thing. It's and kind of the push and pull of the game is you want to clear off enough of these spaces by like the end of the second round so that you can load them up with people in the second and third round. That's going to score you a lot of points. So I actually like this quite a bit. I thought it was fun. It's at first glance, you're like, there's a lot going on here, but there's really not. Like, you open the box and there's like 7 separate rule sheets for each of the corporations. But the rules aren't really complicated for the corporations. Like, once you understand the base rules, you're like, oh, this one does this, this one does this, this one does this. The rest is pretty basic. Yeah. It's just nice to have the modularity to it. The mechanics, it's a little fiddly figuring out like which of the corporation tokens you activate when you're on the main board. But I feel like we picked that up pretty quickly by the end of the first play. Some of the cards can be a little fiddly, like the first time you play with some of them. But overall, the games felt fairly clean and elegant, which I think is some Lopiano. Like that's what he does in his games, like simplifies things that are otherwise overly complex. And everything flowed together pretty smoothly. So I would like to see, like, I wish the reputation track did more. I don't think that's a very interesting part of the game. I don't want to say I don't know why it's there. I can see why it's there, and it gives you some other corporate action options, but it just doesn't do much. I think it'd be interesting if some of the card decks had more synergy with each other.
Gotcha.
So you could try to like hunt that out, but I don't know how that works with 7 different corporations. And then there are 4 different like these leader tiles that you come in with. They give you an asymmetrical ability, but there's just the 4. There's not a lot of variability there. They each have an A and a B side, but they're not that different. And I don't know. It just didn't feel like that much asymmetry to start the game with. I wish it had a little bit more. So it's a play for me. I think it's an interesting game. I'll play it some more. I had fun with it. I don't think it's like this, next great, amazing top 10 Euro that every Euro that comes out now seems to get like an 8.5 on BGG and shoots up the list. And I'm like, it's not that. It's a little loose in a few areas. It's like the theme doesn't carry through in every part of it. Certain things feel a little isolated from each other. The interactivity's fine, but it's still a fun game. And it's not super long, like 90 minutes to 2 hours. So you can play through it a couple times in one sitting and get a feeling for the different corporations. So
what is the weight here on BGG is 3.77. Where does it, as far as this kind of game, this kind of Euro game, this kind of even like as a space game, like where does it place as far as like, I'm a gamer, I enjoy these types of games generally, but it's really hard to kind of figure out like where is this really heavy? Kind of like
no,
not at all. Okay,
no,
so it's very abstract looking.
It is a little more abstract, and like some of the other people's thoughts at the table was like, I don't see why this had to be on the moon. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. I think this could have been anything, like corporate, whatever. Sure. I think the moon makes it a little more abstracted from like the reality of that. Like, oh, it's like a little bit far, near future, not quite dystopian. Corporations aren't the end of the world, and we're not living through the apocalypse right now. It's fine. Like, it's more like a movie. And that's all fine and good. But the result is like, yeah, it is a little abstracted from what the game actually is. I at no point playing the game where it's like, oh, that makes sense. That had to be on the moon. Right. But I will say, like, the artwork's nice. The cards are cool. There's some good covers and stuff. Everything looks effective. It works.
Okay. That's all you really want. Is that it works. Yeah.
It's like the definition of a play for me. Like, I play through it. I'm like, that was okay. I would play that some more.
Nice.
Shackleton base, I should say, because I've been talking there for a while, and I don't think I said the name of the game after I started. But
Shackleton base, A Journey to the Moon.
Oh, right. It's got a subtitle because of course it does. Yes.
It looks very On Mars-ish. Like it's got that kind of aesthetic.
Yeah. If you hack off like 1.5 from the weight.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like I said, when you get these abstract games, especially when they're in space, because when they're in space, not only is it typically somewhat quasi kind of abstracted, but also a lot of the iconography and the things that you normally would identify as like, okay, I can understand how that works thematically, right? Like,
yeah.
Look at Agricola, you're like, oh, I know how to farm. Like, I've never farmed before, but I get the concept.
Right, yeah, whereas like mining titanium on the moon, you're like, I don't know what that means.
Yeah, like I don't know what the steps are. I know growing a peach, but not
You
titanium.
plant a seed and you water it. I got it.
Right.
Yeah, it's funny because everything, it does all make sense. Like once you're playing it, you're like, oh yeah, you recruit people, they come in on the ship, you put them all to work, they go off to do their thing, and then you bring people in to live permanently. You're hiring them.
Mm-hmm.
Like the theme pieces do work.
Good.
But you could also not pay attention to any of that, and the game is just as sensical as it is otherwise. Right.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I think like the typical Euro player is not going to care.
Yeah, they're just those cubes.
Right, yeah, and those of you out there who are like theme, I'm like, it's not. It's not on par with like a Terraforming Mars or like an On Mars that is like focused on, or even like Sky Mines, which is like a weirdly rethemed game, but like it tries to like think through those thematic elements a little bit more.
Gotcha.
This one's like, you've got a scientist, they take corporation actions. I'm like, I guess. That's their job. The technician makes you money. I'm like, why? Why does the technician make me money? The engineer builds stuff. I'm like, I get that one.
There you go. So, you nailed one. One out of the three is fine.
The other two, I'm like, okay, sure. But yeah, it's doing some interesting things. I think this is like the type of game we get more often than not now, where it's like, that's a perfectly fine Euro. It combines a bunch of stuff. It's a 7.5. I don't know why everybody's giving it a 9, but it's fine.
Ooh, all right.
Yeah, but yeah, give it a shot if you like space stuff. If you like abstract Euros, it's pretty good.
Nice. All right, well, now on to the voice of the gamers. Anthony, our feature review, we're facing off, or are we teaming up? We're talking about games this week, and we're talking about games that get a little bit of a switch up, and maybe they're better. I don't know. Maybe they're worse. I don't know. Nicolas Cage and John Travolta did it, so we could do it.
Yeah!
Face off!
Full 90s. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right.
Everything gets an X on it.
Okay. Let's do that. X. All right. So we asked the question very simply: what competitive game do you think should be co-op, or vice versa?
Yes.
And so we got a bunch of answers, and we have our own to kind of share with you here. So starting off on Facebook, we have Eric who says, "I'm going to go old school because who knows? Maybe it'll get a reprint revision one day." And say Rune Wars, the board game.
Rune Wars.
Yes. Love Rune Wars. So, here's the reasoning. Game already has 4 factions trying to collect rune shards to slow the spread of evil in Terranoth.
Uh-huh.
Yes, they are all trying to do the same thing. It would be really fun to try and take on a larger evil force or combine factions to destroy the Deccan.
Oh.
I like that. Honestly, that's what I was looking for in my own collection for this question is, what games are we all trying to do the same thing against something, right?
Yes.
Because like think about like Australia, right? That's a competitive game, but it's like mostly cooperative because you're all working against the same evil.
Sure.
Like, give me that. How do we do that in more games?
Yes, that makes a lot of sense. Especially like we're saying here from Eric, but also just a lot of games out there where you're a faction that lives in a place. Right. And generally, if you're a faction that lives in a place, even though there's conflict, you're still a faction that lives in a place.
Right.
So it would lend itself to that kind of cooperative play at moments of time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think that's a good one.
Yeah, that's one of the things I love about Mare Nostrum, the Civilization game, Empires, because even though you are battling throughout the game, you're also trading resources throughout the game. That's one of the major initial kind of round things that you do. Because you live in the same area. You have to do that.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite things in a competitive game is when you have a shared element.
Yes.
Like I mentioned Shackleton Base where you're all sharing the energy. And at first I'm like, that's cool. By the end of the game, I'm like, that was pointless. Like there was no push or pull there. It was fine. Everybody had energy whenever they needed it. But do that more. That's a cool way to make a game in more engaging and like co-opetition, right? You're like, sure. We all built that up together. I need it. You're going to take it. You suck.
Well, again, Rune Wars is perfect because if you've ever played World of Warcraft or at least the original Warcraft RPG, RTSs, and typically in the World of Warcraft, the online game, there's oftentimes the factions come together to fight a gigantic evil monster that's more evil than the evil factions tend to be. So
Right.
that happens a lot. So the Alliance teams up with the Horde. That happens, including the Undead. That happens. So
yeah,
sure, why not?
Yeah, no, that'd be great. I like
Down
that one.
for it.
All right, Max just throws this one out there, so I guess you and I have to think through it. Blood Rage. How you would do that? Yeah, Blood Rage. How you would do that? No idea. Thanks, Max.
Maybe they'll do it in Valhalla, the new version, edition,
maybe.
expansion, so forth and so on.
I mean, in a lot of Norse mythology, like Ragnarok too,
yes,
there's typically an outlying force that you're fighting against.
Yes,
it's not
Giant
just
serpent.
Right. It's not all these clans destroying each other.
Nope.
It's the World Eater or whatever it's called. So let's face that.
Yes,
and then we all try to die the most so we can go to Valhalla.
Yeah, and it makes sense with that Viking mythology because it's not about killing the other enemy tribes. It's about earning honor through battle. So fighting a gigantic serpent that is trying to swallow the world, it would make sense that like you're just trying to create, gain the most honor while doing the most damage. So yeah, I'm down for that. There you go, Max. Idea done.
Yeah, we did it. Thanks.
We co-opted.
We co-opted.
We co-opt the co-op.
Co-opt the co-op. I love it.
There you go.
All right. David says, "Happy salmon."
Oh no.
Yeah, I don't know how this would work, and I don't really have any ideas, but sure. We do the action. Like maybe there's cards you have to do the action together.
See, to be fair, I think Happy Salmon is just already a co-op because if you've ever been to a convention or, God forbid, a game night and people are playing Happy Salmon somewhere, everybody is playing Happy Salmon because it is so incredibly loud and boisterous the entire time that somehow everyone gets drawn into that game.
Yeah.
Whether you want to or not. I can't tell you how many times we're just like walking through a convention center and we're just like, oh no. Like, it's Happy Salmon. It's like, oh God. No, run. It's too late. We're sucked into the salmons.
They want us to play.
And they do that. They do that a lot. Yeah. So I think just by default, David, it already is a co-op. I think there could be a game where there's a competitive mode where there's an anti-happy salmon or an angry salmon.
Oh, grumpy salmon.
Grumpy salmon, and is trying to shut down the happy salmon players. Because those people are very loud, and grumpy salmon is just trying to get some shut-eye.
So just me at a convention.
Pretty much, yeah.
Guys, knock it off.
It could be like the Grinch version, right? It's just too much noise in Whoville. Or in Salmonville, so
grumpy salmon, grumpy Grinch. I like it. Grinchy salmon. I don't know. We'll workshop it.
They could sell it for Christmas.
Yeah,
dude,
you were on a roll here. We got to call some people.
I'm telling you, I got all day, people, all day. Solid gold.
All right, one more here from Facebook. Original Maverick says, "I'd love to see Star Trek Captain's Chair have a co-op mode. It could be pretty thematic too, i.e., Starfleet captains versus Klingon captains."
Nice, yeah.
I can see that.
Weird. It's weird that it doesn't. It's weird that the game is not a co-op. To be honest with you,
I mean, there's no central thing to fight against.
I mean, Star Trek has so many central things to fight against. I mean, there's so many movies where there's like a gigantic universe-ending thing.
Yeah, no, I mean there could be just like the way the game's built.
Well, it's weird. Like you're having Picard fight Cisco. I mean, there is a little history there, but it's kind of weird that there aren't like the factions aren't teaming up versus even the Klingons become friends with the Federation in DS9. Spoiler, I guess. So that's a thing
for the 30-year-old TV show. Yeah.
So no, I love that idea because I think it could be Armada play where you would like, let's say you played with 6 players, 3 players versus 3 players. You would have co-op, kind of like Concordia Venus, so you're kind of sharing the same resources, the same market to kind of build up your crew, but it's co-op versus the other team. So I would kind of place it as 2 teams, and I think Original Maverick offered that here, Starfleet versus the Klingons.
Mm-hmm.
But it could be Starfleet, and then it could be like Klingons and the Romulans are against you or something, because that also happened story-wise.
Right.
So, no, I think that would make a fantastic co-op mode, because again, you could transfer crews, you could repair other ships. Like, that makes a lot of sense. I like that.
Yeah. No, I think it's perfect for it. Yeah. The only problem I could see with this is that you then would have to play with 4 people, and this game, as a 4-player game, would take 6 hours.
Yes. It would. What if you? Yeah. But what if it was one of those situations where it's co-op, but you're playing a single faction, but you're playing different. You're playing different crew members.
Oh, okay, so okay, that makes sense. Which, yeah, like you said, back to the Concordia thing, we're like, you're just swapping back and forth.
You're swapping back and forth between the same kind of team faction thing.
Right.
Yeah,
I dig that. There's 2 new expansions coming for Captain's Chair. Maybe they have co-op in there hiding we don't know about.
That they do now.
We just told them how.
We just told them to do it. Now make it happen, Captain.
Or just do the thing that Ascendancy did. Like, here's the Borg. Great, co-op.
There you go. Or Dominion. Dominion works too.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to move over to Blue Sky. We got a couple answers over there. Rolling Reggie said, fun question. I would point just 2 games out that I love that have opposite versions coming. So, not answering what they would like, but games that are already doing this, which is great. Marvel Champions is releasing Civil War, which will be a PvP mode. Marvel Champions up to now has been cooperative only throughout the game, and now it has a PvP mode, which makes sense with Civil War, of course. And Unmatched has their second co-op box, Ninja Turtles TMNT, coming soon. Must buy. So I'll be picking up the Civil War Marvel Champions set. I have all that stuff. I will let you all know how it is. I think I'm just happy they're finally done with X-Men. I love X-Men, but it was 2.5 years of X-Men. I'm like, can you give me some other stuff? And then the last box was S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm like, I don't want that.
No, I want S.H.I.E.L.D. It's fine.
I don't want S.H.I.E.L.D. It's boring. Civil War seems cool.
So it's co-op. Marvel Champions is a co-op game.
Pure co-op, yeah.
Yeah. And we're talking about reverting this into like a PvP kind of thing.
Yeah, so instead of having the central boss that you're both fighting against, you're fighting each other back and forth.
Okay. I don't see a problem with that. Is there a problem mechanically with that? You're the big player on that.
There's a couple things you need to change, but I think that's what this set will do.
Mm-hmm.
Just in terms of like the balance of it.
Yeah.
I don't think you'll be able to take any faction, any hero and play against any other hero. I don't think that would work. It'll be similar to like how they did it with Marvel United, where like, okay, in these ones you can do PvP.
Yes.
And these ones you can't because these ones are balanced for it and these ones are not.
Agreed.
So, but I think it's cool. Like, I'm looking forward to it.
This is not the Marvel Cinematic Universe Civil War, right? This is the comic book version.
Yeah, and I think
Civil
it might
War
be more.
2?
I think it's more Civil War 2.
Yeah. Okay.
I can't remember. Let me pull it up, but I think it's like Captain Marvel is one of the characters.
Mm-hmm. Versus Iron Man.
And Iron Man is in there, and
yeah.
Like the hero mix in the set is definitely Civil War 2. But
okay.
All right. So yeah, that'll be fun. I'll let you know how it is. It comes out next month.
Yeah. And did you ever read? I just blanked on the name. Oh, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Ronin. Am I correct? Ronin.
Oh yeah. Last Ronin. Yep. Fantastic.
So, right there's a concept for it. For Unmatched.
Yeah. I don't think they're using that yet, but they probably will soon because that seems to be like the IP they're going to now for TMNT stuff. Is Last Ronin.
Yes.
There's like a video game coming. They're making a movie.
It's going to be great.
Yeah, it's good. And there's a sequel series to it as well, which I can't even tell you what it is without spoiling The Last Ronin. But the sequel series is also very good.
Nice. Love
Last
it.
Ronin 2. All right. Pete Watson, also on Blue Sky, says an Alhambra cooperative mode would be interesting if players work towards building one big palace. Though it would need some more opposition built in. I don't know if the opposition would be in that game. Like, I guess I don't know the historical period well enough to know. Like,
sure.
It's like, is there an outside force that would be trying to destroy it? Is there like bad weather?
I think it would probably be. I think because it is buildings, right? Because that's what you're doing in Alhambra. as you're putting all those different buildings. I think you would have to have some sort of like Lisboa kind of situation where there would be like earthquakes, natural disasters kind of thing.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So maybe it would be one of those situations where almost you have to play Alhambra in reverse. Like you're taking the tiles off from the, like you have a tableau that's already been built and there's like destruction happening. And then your job is to kind of rebuild those different sections.
That's cool. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, man, we got to get that Kickstarter up. These are all good ideas.
Doing it all week, man.
Yeah. We just need an artist and an engineer and a salesperson and a Kickstarter manager. We'll get on it.
We'll talk to those people at Board Game Academics. Those the nerds over there. They're good people. They'll help us out.
Yeah. All right. On to Patreon. A couple answers here. Jill Coleman says, Carcassonne. Everyone works together to create biggest, baddest castle, road network, etc.
Nice, Jill. Like it.
Yep. Someone posted just the other day I saw it on Facebook with someone like, here's the perfect Carcassonne. I solved it.
Oh, man.
Right? It's like every tile in the base game organized in a way so it all fits together perfectly with no gaps.
That's great.
Which I know somebody had done in the past, but it was just cool to see like that mapped out. I'm like, I could see a co-op game where you're just all trying to do that.
Sure.
And the closer you get to it, the closer, the higher you score.
Correct me if I'm wrong, and I don't know if you know this either, but Carcassonne never went the 3D route.
I don't think so.
Right? They never put buildings out. Like once you build like a monastery or something, you drop like the plastic building on it.
No, they just kept releasing new expansions. So there's just like 1,000 ways to play the game, but it's always flat.
Yeah, isn't it interesting that they never, considering everything that's happened in the industry at this point, that they haven't gone 3D?
I know.
Not that it's necessary. You should not do it, Carcassonne people.
No. This is not.
We're not recommending. We're admiring your restraint.
We are strongly discouraging. Please do not do it.
You've done everything else, but that is again, what I would recommend here, Anthony, because we talked about this way back in the day, is before they had the big additions and expansions with Suburbia. I always loved, and we used to joke about this when we would build up our Suburbia. It would sometimes lend itself to certain cities. Like maybe there's a lot of commercial districts or maybe there's a lot of residential areas.
Right.
What if in Carcassonne you have to, the co-op here is to meet the conditions of a certain type of city.
Yeah.
And then like almost like the game or those games where everyone has like a hand of cards and then you have to like intuit what to play when.
Oh, okay. So it's silent communication.
Yes.
You're working together. Okay.
But you get tiles. You get the tiles for the Carcassonne thing. And as you're placing them out in a particular grid, like you have to intuit what other people are going to place next.
Yeah. I like
that. So I have a couple of roads. I'm waiting. It's my turn. I put it on a road. Like, does he have a road to put down there? Because if he does, it connects. If it doesn't, we lose.
So it's kind of like the Crew, but with Carcassonne tiles.
Yeah.
Like we have an objective. There's a goal.
Yes.
You have what you have, and we have to figure out how to do this in the most efficient way possible.
100%.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that.
There you go, buddy. Man, thanks, Jill. That's awesome.
All right, we got one more from the Crew on Patreon. Drew says Eclipse. They want a Spirit Island pandemic style of Eclipse game where asymmetric factions with uniquely developed ships work together to defeat invaders.
Okay. That is somewhat Andromeda's Edge.
Yeah.
I mean, Andromeda's Edge doesn't have a co-op. I mean, you are just randomly fighting random space aliens that are coming across over the edge and messing with your stuff. But they were there first, to be fair.
So like Andromeda's Edge is like an easy, like you could make a co-op out of that game if you wanted to.
Oh, sure. Because those are big ships coming out of there.
Right. And the solo game for Andromeda's Edge is just that. So
yeah,
it's good. I played it a couple times after the last time we played it. I'm like, oh, this is great. You could have two people doing this at the same time.
So, Spirit Engine Pandemic Eclipse. Okay. The first thing that pops into my head is one of the species / races, the plant faction, and how they score and benefit off of like kind of, taking over a bunch of as many planets as possible. And then they score points off that. Like, that's their major thing, but they're a little bit weaker. So the spread is really their thing. So instead of Borg with like robots kind of spreading, it could be the plants. Like a faction has spread.
That's cool.
And then the other factions have to kind of push back because that faction is now centered and growing. So it's almost like the pandemic virus, but that plant faction in Eclipse is so iconic that I think people are very familiar with it because it's fun. Because like you spread very easily, but you're also very weak. I think they're weak versus like weapons hitting their planet or something like that.
Right. It's like the insects in Dominant Species.
Yes. So I think these plants spreading out, pandemic style, and then we're acting as like our factions are acting as spirits in this kind of case. Like these alien races are there to push back the growth of this kind of invasive species, which happens to be the plant species faction.
You did it again, man.
Did it again, man.
You sold me. It's a good thing these games don't exist because I can't afford them.
Well, that's a great one, Drew. I appreciate it.
Yeah. All right, so that's everybody's inputs. We had a few of our own thoughts. We'll just rattle them off real quick here as we come to the end. Couple games that kind of fit the same bucket: Terraforming Mars and Underwater Cities.
Sure.
You have tableaus you're building. You could just build a single city altogether for Underwater Cities. Terraforming Mars already has cooperative components to it.
Yes.
You could easily retheme that game in a way where you're like actually working together and not like these corporate entities trying to outdo each other. So maybe you're all NGOs instead of corporations.
Yeah, and just don't play with the expansions except for Prelude. You'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly. It's all fine.
That's fine.
I think one of the heavy designers that has done the most interesting job with adding co-op is Vitala Lacerda. With On Mars as well as CO2, both adding co-op modes. What about Lisboa? We're rebuilding a city. Why don't we do it together?
It's weird that you don't do it together.
I know.
it's very weird.
It's like, isn't this a thing we would work together on? Like, and again, human nature, of course, there's competition and everything.
Sure.
Everybody wants to do the best job and impress the king or whatever. But come on. We're rebuilding a city. We have to work together.
It would be really interesting because when you play Lisboa, one of the interesting things is about the game, the main mechanic of the game is you have to constantly go back and forth between different powerful political, royal, religious figures to be able to do the things that you need to do to rebuild the city, which is just like you're playing red tape the game in some aspects.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah.
And it's very, when you're playing it, you're just like, you really get into the game because it's so thematic. And you're just like, I am wasting my time coming to your office this whole damn game. I just want to rebuild the centers here.
But it's such a perfect co-op setup. It's the players versus the bureaucracy to rebuild the city. It's perfect.
I wonder historically if that was in fact the case, which I'm assuming it was because Vitala Lacerda doesn't mess around with that. Like,
yeah, he does his research.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's very cool.
Yep. We both came up with this independently. I think we're both on the right track here. Clinic Deluxe.
Yes. Imagine if there was a healthcare system that people actually work together to keep people better.
Yeah, instead of all these hospitals competing for patients and actively making them sicker so they can get more money out of them.
So if you have that like clinic, first off, brilliant game, right? And
very good.
Second, here's the one strategy point that you should know about playing the game. You will score more points / make more money if you let people get sicker before you heal them.
Yes.
Okay.
It's amazing. It's such a cynical game, and I love it. Especially because Albin Viard has come out and be like, my family works in healthcare.
Yes.
Like, of course they do.
Of course they do.
Because how else would you come up with a game like this? It's so cynical about the system.
Yeah. This has been a very sad episode for me.
Yeah. And he's not even from America.
So he's got a better system than this.
Yeah, in America, they would just all die.
Yes.
You make them all sicker, take their money, and then they would die.
Yeah. Good times, people.
A
co-op would be far, far better. And the game really lends itself to that because there's so many different aspects of the game where it's really spatial reasoning. So like you have to get certain people certain places. So
yeah,
if everybody would work together, that would work. And you can make a giant hospital too, which would be a lot of fun.
Oh, that'd be really cool. Yeah.
Multiple
Go above
floors,
the 4th floor.
Like,
10 floors.
Yeah. That'd be a lot of fun.
Burn my brain into a mush.
And then the zombies attack. Because that's a thing in the game.
I feel like you would get through more of the modules if you're playing it cooperatively too. Because you're like, okay, this game we're beating the zombies. Next game we got to deal with
parking
rich doctors who park in the wrong spot.
That's right. Very, very cool.
Yep. We had one last one here, just throwing it out there because I thought it'd be funny. It's Spirit Island as a 1 versus many game.
Okay.
So as it is, obviously you're playing the spirits on the island, trying to push back the colonists.
Okay, so co-op.
Right.
Yeah.
But what if somebody had to control that colonial power and it becomes a 1 versus many? So as it is, it's basically an AI that fights against you.
Sure.
And they follow a program, and the cards come out. They tell them where they're going to go. You kind of see it in advance. The game would be much harder, I think, if you didn't know where they were going to go in advance, because that's coming from a human brain, and they keep that quiet. But you could also introduce more elements, make that a little more asymmetrical. And
what if you had you play a large player game? Someone plays, like you said, the invaders, and then you have a betrayal mechanic where one of the players is actually on the invader side.
Ooh, interesting.
Kind of like
then it suddenly becomes 2v2.
Yeah, I mean, they could just sabotage people throughout the game without you kind of picking up on it. So think of like Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah. Or Dead of Winter.
Winter. Yeah, Dead of Winter even makes a lot more sense because it doesn't have to be like that they're absolutely on the invader side, but they have their own agenda.
Yeah.
Like, what if they're just trying to take over the island for themselves?
I dig that. We did it. We solved them all.
Done.
Perfect episode.
There you go. You heard it. It was here. It happened. It happened on this day. All right, everyone. We had a great time, but until next time, this is Chris.
Hey, this is Anthony.
And we'll save you all a seat at the table. Take care, everybody.
Hey there, Hugh from Moderation here. If you like today's show, then why not have a listen to Why We Roll, the dedicated TTRPG design podcast. It's hosted by Wythe and Chris, 2 professional TTRPG designers, and it's all about talking to the people that make our favourite games in the tabletop world and understanding what goes into that decision-making process, how you build something that's not just fun to play, but fun to experience, and we're not talking about how we roll, but learning why exactly we make those decisions. Check it out on our website at podderation.com.